Hey guys, it's Rich Boy J here, back again with another video, and this is going to look at my newly created minifigure scale AT-M6 from The Last Jedi, specifically on Crait. This thing has been a long time coming, and I'm so excited to finally have it in its fully completed form to be able to show you guys. This video is going to be more of just like a vlog type of video, just giving you guys a general overview of what this model entails. I'm sure some point down the line I'm actually going to do a more professional style video with some cool pictures and stuff like that, maybe even with some edited backgrounds in there, but I couldn't wait for that. I wanted to show you guys what this thing looks like in its completed form. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into it. So I'm sure you can tell starting off that it's huge, right? It's absolutely massive. Like, that AT-AT walker over there is 22.5 inches tall. This AT-M6 is 34.5 inches tall. So these things are both big, but this AT-M6 just has such a presence to it. It has over 15,000 pieces. I think it ended up at being around like 15,800 something pieces. So it's a very big build, a lot of pieces in it, and a lot of big pieces in it. Like, just the sheer size of this thing is just mind-blowing, honestly. Like, that AT-AT over there is, I think, 6,400 pieces. So that just kind of gives you an idea just how big this thing really is. So I've been working on this for about 2 months now. I finished designing it around a month ago and then started building, and I just like literally today finished building it. So it's looking pretty amazing, I think. I was able to capture a lot of the details in it, a lot of the cool features in it, like a full interior as well as some lights going through it. So before I jump into that, I'm just going to give you guys some closer looks at some of the details. So these legs by themselves are just giant builds. Like, I believe that the two back legs are over 1,300 pieces each, and then these two front legs ended up being over 2,000 pieces each. So each leg in itself was a big Lego set worth of pieces. And then the body is just huge. And then, of course, just finished up the head today for you guys who have been following this series, and even have some of those, I have some like red lights in there to give it that piercing red eyes aesthetic that it has in the movie. Then, of course, the Mega Caliber 6 gun sitting up top. So now let me take you guys to the inside. So it has two rooms. This first room down here, wall just pulls out. And you can see in there is seating for, I believe, 12 troops. There's 12 chairs. And then you can have various figures kind of standing around on the inside. And you can see the lights, they're supposed to be red-ish. They actually ended up coming out more orange than anything. My choice for that was just because, like, I had red lights in there initially, and I felt that it was still too dark. Like, red didn't project enough bright light. So this was a decent compromise. That like, the lights still look red-ish, but you're still bright enough for you to be able to see a lot of the details on the interior. So pretty happy with that. And of course, I'm sure you guys are going to be wondering, like, how can you access that? It's not a very big space. I basically just put these chairs on some jumpers so they can all be removed pretty easily and then placed back in there pretty easily, so you can place figures, get them all sitting down there, and have a full battalion of troops ready to go into battle. I'm sure you'll notice that there's a ladder right there that doesn't really come down to the floor. It's supposed to, but I just didn't have those pieces in. That's going to be one of the last orders I have to place. I was going to do it in a different color and decided against it, which is why it's not completed there. So excuse that. But like I said, I'm going to do like a full showcase video just to give you guys like a look at the fully finalized version of it. But I feel like now it's pretty complete. So this top room, that portion also comes out. Now this is more of like a command room. There's like some consoles in here that basically operate the big gun on the front. So that's kind of what they would be doing in here. I got a stormtrooper chilling over there, some consoles, and also a ladder that takes you down into this room. Now, if any of you have looked at the cross sections for this walker, I'm sure you'll notice that I'm missing a room. There's a third room down here that ladder is actually supposed to go down to, and that's actually the room that kind of gives them access to the head. The reason I omitted this room was pretty simple. It's just because this leg right here would have hindered a lot of the view of it. Like, literally the room is right between this leg and the other leg on the other side, and it would have just been too difficult to come up with some removable panel that I'd have to like slide in and out of there. And it would have also been really difficult to see, so I ultimately just decided against it. Fortunately, we don't really see any scenes from that room, so it's not like I'm missing something that you would have seen on screen, but it wasn't something that I figured, it's not going to make that big of a difference with the MOC. I do have the two big rooms up there, and it would just be too difficult to try to implement in a way that would look decent and allow you to actually interact with it. So if there's one thing that I kind of had to hold back on in this MOC, which obviously isn't a lot because it's pretty huge, it's that one room right down there that I was not able to add in. So then moving over to the front, I'm sure you notice there are lights in the head. There's also an interior in the head. So I just have two light bricks on there. Whenever you like slide it in there, it'll push back on the buttons and it'll turn the lights on. So it's going to set that aside. Then hopefully give you guys a decent look at the interior. Try not to get the shadows in the way. So there's a pilot, there is a gunner, and then there's like the commander that stands behind them. Pretty similar in style to the AT-AT interior for the head. There's also some like small stairs that go down to that door right there, and that door would actually take you through the neck and then into the body. So pretty cool the way it's all laid out, I feel. And I also really like this one because I wasn't really able to do this with my AT-AT, but you can actually see through the window there. So I thought that was pretty cool. That actually is what allows the light to shine through it. So because I use like those 1x2 trans red bricks, I was able to have it to where the light can actually shine through and to where you can actually see straight through the window. I don't know if I can actually put this on here with one hand. It's very particular about the stud lineup. I think that'll probably work. Okay. It's not perfect, but it'll work. It'll work for the video. So then I guess finally, I'll show you guys the back area. It has those 4 giant fuel cells that kind of sit on the back. And then some greebling around there as well. Alright, so that's pretty much just going to finish up this look at this MOC, guys. Appreciate you for watching. If you're new to this channel and you're viewing this and you're finding out about this for the first time, you're probably wondering like what all this is. Well, my friend and I are actually working on a really big Crait MOC, which is why I designed this AT-M6 to begin with. So it's actually going to be in this MOC. We're going to be expanding this section over to the like caves and mountains over there. So that's kind of what's going on with the scenery. But for now, I just finished up this walker. Super excited about it. Gotta say thanks to everyone who has supported this channel and really made this possible, honestly. Like without some of the motivation from you guys, I don't know if I would have been able to undertake something this ridiculous, but really happy about the way this thing came out. Also, I guess I didn't mention this, but the head can rotate back and forth. A lot of people were trying to, well, they were kind of concerned about the stability of this thing. They were like, oh, it's so big, there's no way the legs are going to be able to support it. And it's really anything but that. Like, I was always under the impression that Lego could probably never release a big walker like this just because like it's not kid friendly. If a kid gets around this thing and moves it the wrong way, like it's gonna fall over. But this thing is actually pretty sturdy, guys. Like I can wiggle it around and it's not going anywhere. Like this thing is a beast. Figuratively and quite literally with the way that it is designed after a gorilla. So that's really going to finish this one up, guys. Just wanted to give you a somewhat quick look at my AT-M6 MOC. Like I always say, guys, if you like what I do, go ahead, support the channel by hitting the subscribe button. Support the video by smashing that like button. And of course, I'll be back again with some great content. You're going to see more updates on this Crait MOC. It's going to be expanding, and I think it's truly evolving into something special. So that's pretty much going to finish up this one. I'll give you guys a look at the AT-M6 there. And you guys take care. Also, one last thing I did want to mention is a lot of people have been asking me about the instructions for this model. I am going to be selling the LDD files for this the same way that I have been selling the LDD files for that AT-AT walker over there, as well as that Millennium Falcon that I designed. So those will be coming, guys. If you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. That way, whenever I announce that the instructions are available to purchase, you guys will be some of the first to know. So I am going to be releasing the LDD files to this thing. I'm going to have to kind of go back through and restructure some of the stuff just to make it a more smooth building process for you guys, but they are going to come. Look out for them.